While the cotton is still wet, create a symmetrical fold on the front of the shirt only. Then put your finger on the symmetrical fold even with the underarm, and fold the top over to the underarm. Now do the same thing for the bottom. Using a pair of scissors, create a crease from the underside between the two folds. Then pinch the folds together and lift the shirt until the cotton folds in half, and then lay it back down on the table. The folds that I just pinched together are the two symmetrical lines on the shirt that run vertically and horizontally, which I call the center. It's important to know which side of the triangle the center is on. For the clover to be straight up and down, the leaf must begin on the center side of the triangle. Notice how I'm using a pencil here? This is because the wet soda ash in the cotton will almost instantly dry out my marker. Begin fan folding on the edge of the triangle instead of on the point. Notice how the cotton almost folds itself as I make this turn. Once you make it around this corner, the cotton will be much easier to fold. Once the cotton has been folded, secure the folds using the string. You can always secure the cotton with the string in any way that you want, as long as it holds the folds together. Now remember, you can also use the string to create sections where you want the colors to go. Now that you have your clover secured, find the natural symmetrical fold that's on the back. Now isolate a portion of the symmetrical fold from somewhere in the center of the back up to the top of the neck, and lay it flat on the table. Fan fold from the center of the back up and out toward the shoulders, and when you're done, secure the folds. Now, on either of the sleeves, find the top of the sleeve, get it even, and lay it flat on the table. Now fan fold across the sleeve and then secure the folds. Find the other sleeve and repeat the process of finding the top of the sleeve, getting it even, laying it flat onto the table, and then fan folding across the sleeve. And again, when you're done, secure the folds with the string. The remainder of this shirt will be crinkle folds, so I'll find the bottom edge of the shirt and lay it as flat as I can. I begin adding the crinkle folds until there's no more flat area to do so. Once these are in place, again, I'll secure these folds with my string. So now all the patterns are in place. This last step is what I call finishing. This is where I tie up all of the loose cotton in the area where all the patterns meet on the shirt. Now, there's really no rhyme or reason to where I'm putting the string. I'm just trying to create tight bundles of cotton where the cotton's still loose. Then I work the string back over to where the crinkle pattern is, so that I can cut the string and tie it to the loose end that's in this area. I use the point of the triangle as a guide to find my line. The first color that I apply is dark purple. Then moving towards the inside of the clover, I'll add red, and then some orange, and a drop of yellow for the middle of the clover. I go back to the outer portion of the clover and apply blue next to the purple. Then I go back and fill in some more purple. The next color will be the color that surrounds the clover. So to help make this pattern stand out, I'll use a lighter color than I've been using, so I use light purple. I make sure that the light purple gets onto all the edges of the other patterns. I also make sure that there's plenty of dye in this area that surrounds the clover because there's so much cotton here. Now I color all the remaining cotton on this side with turquoise. When I used the string to tie up the neck and the sleeves, the cotton became somewhat twisted. So now I need to manipulate the cotton just a little bit so that I can get the folds pointing upward. I flip the cotton over to the other side and repeat the color pattern and placement that I used on side 1. I apply purple, red, orange, blue, and light purple. I'll use layering to finish all of the patterns on this side. So I start with and use a lot of yellow, and then I use less orange, and then I use even less red. And then I follow this pattern for the neck and the sleeves. And I'm done. That's it. If you'd like to fold a stripe on the back instead of a V, simply isolate the entire symmetrical fold on the back of the shirt and get it flat on the table. Then create fan folds all the way up the symmetrical fold, and when you're done, secure the folds. When I have different front and back patterns, I like for them to match. So when I color the stripe, I use the same colors, order, and placement that I used on the clover to color the stripe.